Yeah, and that's what we focus on. You know, since I went back to Crusaders, and I think it's about my fifth, fourth season I've been back. That's always been our focus point in sort of, you know, improving each year and sort of jumping up a position in the league. And you know, our sort of league standing at the moment, you know, it's fantastic. You know, that's all the hard work we've put in. Not just last season, the season before. This has been building for the last about 4 seasons now. And, you know, retaining majority of the squad, adding really good faces, having good people about the place. You know, I've got a great, you know, a bunch of coaching staff around me as well. And we just strive for improvement, you know, each week and each season, really. And we're not getting carried away, you know. Yeah, we sit at joint top of the league at the moment with Keighley. We're fully aware, you know, nothing's won in May. And the focus for us is to keep improving and, you know, trying to go one better than what we did last year. And if that means we finish second, then that's brilliant. But, you know, the focus is still to be in the playoffs.
Well, Anthony, a big thank you for joining us. And before we get to this weekend's mammoth game against the Keighley Cougars, just a bit of a catch-up, really. Not played in a couple of weeks, but it's been a cracking start to the season, hasn't it? What's the mood in camp like heading into this weekend?
Oh, no, obviously, we're really looking forward to this weekend. We started our season really well. We focused this year on our start. I thought last season we didn't start well at all. It was like the latter end of the season that we came into our own a little bit. So we've really focused on our start this year. And obviously that started with the Challenge Cup, which, you know, we played 4 games, got to get Sheffield, and, you know, we were competitive against them, and that sort of form kicked into the start of the season. So yeah, obviously everyone's really excited about how we've started. And obviously we've had a couple of weeks off. We've having a bye, and then obviously the Challenge Cup. And in all honesty, I think it couldn't come at a better time for us, really. I think with the 8 league games we've played in the 4 Challenge Cup games, like 12 games, and if you like, that's like sort of half a season. And we're not at the half season point yet in our league campaign. So, you know, there's a few players sort of bruised and battered. So we decided to have a couple of weeks off. Lads had some stuff to do, you know, via the WhatsApp group we have. And obviously we'll regather tonight and, you know, focus on Keighley this week.
I was going to ask you, I mean, without giving too much away, because Reece is on this week as well. But yeah. I mean, have you carried on just light training, or have you given them, you know, time off? I mean, how have you approached this past fortnight?
We give them, like, you know, a good 10 days off, but they've had things to do. We've sent them things to do, and they've had to, like, you know, screenshot and put it on our group what they've done and things like that. So we know everybody's sort of been keeping in touch and just keep ticking over. But I just thought at this stage of the season, I just thought it was really important that we took the opportunity to take a bit of time out. And obviously it's important. The lads work. And I just thought, you know, it'd be a good opportunity to recharge the batteries and, you know, and then hopefully come back, you know, chomping at the bit and getting ready to sort of, you know, kick on with another hard group of games we've got coming up.
Just to touch upon the start to the season, you've mentioned it already. I mean, it's been a phenomenal start. You're talking about progress being made. You know, a couple of seasons ago, I'd talk to you at this point and I'd be saying, you know, you're well in the playoff race, that's for sure, aren't you, Anthony? But here we are, you're 11 points above that playoff line. So I think I don't even need to ask you about that question now. And that is progress, isn't it? Definitely.
Yeah, and that's what we focus on. You know, since I went back to Crusaders, and I think it's about my fifth, fourth season I've been back. That's always been our focus point in sort of, you know, improving each year and sort of jumping up a position in the league. And, you know, our sort of league standing at the moment, you know, it's fantastic. You know, that's all the hard work we've put in. Not just last season, the season before. This has been building for the last about 4 seasons now. And, you know, retaining majority of the squad, adding really good faces, having good people about the place. You know, I've got a great, you know, a bunch of coaching staff around me as well. And we just strive for improvement, you know, each week and each season, really. And we're not getting carried away, you know. Yeah, we sit at joint top of the league at the moment with Keighley. We're fully aware, you know, nothing's won in May. And the focus for us is to keep improving and, you know, trying to go one better than what we did last year. And if that means we finish second, then that's brilliant. But, you know, the focus is still to be in the playoffs and, you know, and stay there and hopefully try and just keep improving.
And what's your thoughts on the challenge this weekend against Keighley? Because there isn't too much separating the pair of you. They've got a better defensive record, but you've got a better record going forward. So, I mean, what's your thoughts on what's possible this weekend, do you feel?
I think it's got to be. I'm hoping it's going to be like a really close contest. It's always tough games against Keighley. Reece is smart coach. Very very well drilled team. He's got some real players. At his disposal as well. Some proper match winners in there as well. But we'll just take it as it comes, and we just want to give a good account of ourselves, and hopefully challenge Keighley in all the right areas and try and come out on the right side of the result. But there's one thing that we will focus on, that's just being competitive and trying to make sure that it's a good game and give our fans something to cheer about.
And speaking of those fans, we should mention this weekend, because it's not just this brilliant game in League One. There's also the North Wales competition kicks off. There's a bit of a curtain raiser beforehand, about 2 o'clock kickoff or thereabouts. And there's a bit of blue sky behind you, only a little bit, but it is hoping for some good weather. Tell us about what's happening on and off the pitch this weekend on Saturday.
No, obviously, the league campaign starts over the domestic competition, the community game, which is quite exciting really to sort of see where that goes, and sort of see hopefully homegrown players coming through and hopefully one day playing for North Wales. But I think as a starting block, it's just really important that the game's being played in that area, and players get the opportunity to play rugby league in the summer, enjoy it, get fit. Get involved with the Crusaders, going watching the games, and what an opportunity it is to have a curtain raiser, which should obviously bring fans through the gate for us as well, and stay behind and watch the game, and those local players that have played in the community competition around there to stay as well and get a feel of what's involved at North Wales. And I know the club's just advertised for somebody to get involved in the foundation as well at North Wales, so there's lots going on, and that's the reason why we decided to go to Colwyn Bay, and hopefully that can keep, progressing and improving off the field as well.
Because there's some decent-sized towns, isn't there, along that North Wales coast, and obviously Wrexham as well. There's no reason why it couldn't mirror the community game in South Wales.
Yeah, 100%. Also, what I have noticed as well, like when we've had games at home, and obviously sometimes we stay over in Llandudno, especially if it's a Saturday, and we go out for a couple of beers. We've seen people around the Llandudno area, like Salford shirts, Widnes shirts, Warrington shirts. They've all been to our game, and that's what being in Colwyn Bay. That's what opportunities there for people to obviously spend the weekend in Colwyn Bay, watch us if their own team's no game, or sometimes teams have watched us, the fans, and then doubled up and then travelled back watching Salford or Warrington, wherever that may be where they're playing, if we're playing on Saturday. So, yeah, there's some great opportunity to be in that area for lots of people to get involved and, have us as the second team, if you like.
Yeah, well, here's hoping for an epic game on Saturday afternoon. Just a final thought, Anthony. Like we said, the double header, cracking facilities around the stadium as well. How much are you looking forward to this weekend, though, on the pitch?
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to see where we're at. At the end of the day, there's 2 teams there that have not been beaten this year. And we both go head to head, and it should, what should be an absolutely fantastic game. So just really looking forward to it, and looking forward to, getting stuck into Keighley and see where that goes. We're a good team, and I just hope, I'm sure we can sort of match them on the day, and who knows, we might come out winners. Fingers crossed.